Things you can't do when you're 5 that you should be able to do when you're 27. I assumed playing this game would be one of those things, so when I picked up Marble Madness for the first time in more than 2 decades, it was the first time in my life that I did so with optimism, let alone facial hair. And then Marble Madness turned me into a whining 5-year-old all over again. At least when I was 5, I had an excuse, right? Back then, I could just blame my age. You can't do anything right when you're 5. But these days, I have a much shorter road to kick this specific can down, which leaves me no choice but to confront the truth. I am so bad at Marble Madness. But the good thing about sucking at this game now is that I have the advantage of the internet. At least I know what the remainder of the game entails. I may still only be able to make it to level 3, but knowing there are only 6 in the entire game makes me feel better about it. It's not that I can only make it to level 3, I can beat 50% of Marble Madness. And even half of Marble Madness is enough to leave an impression. This is one of the most interesting arcade games of all time. A stylized hybrid that's 40% platformer, 40% racer, and 20% pull your hair out of your goddamn head. Since the original was released in 1984, Marble Madness has rolled onto countless platforms, becoming one of Atari's most beloved classics in the process. And to think it all came from the mind of a teenage prodigy. Marble Madness was designed by Mark Cerny, an 18-year-old game designer who worked at Atari. Now, according to Cerny, it was an idea inspired by miniature golf. He was intrigued by the concept of a contoured playing field that affected the movement of a ball, and more specifically, how that concept might work in a video game. After 10 months of development, this was the result. A Marble Madness is built around a simple premise: get the marble to the end of the course. Like most classic arcade games, however, there's deceptive gameplay depth beneath the surface. Getting the marble to the goal is actually a complex proposition, requiring precise movement and an understanding of the game's physics. 2 things that, even at 27, I obviously still lack. That gameplay is the main reason it became a classic, but one of my favorite things about Marble Madness is its pioneering style. Cerny designed the game with a clean, minimalist look, overtly inspired by the Dutch artist M.C. Escher. In fact, it's incredible how well that abstract style works in Marble Madness, which effectively answers the question, what would Escher's relativity look like if you dropped a marble down the stairs? I should complain about the game's brevity, but when you can't get past level 3, complaining about only having 6 of them seems kind of forced. Marble Madness has been ported to countless platforms over the years for a reason, but there's definitely a special charm to this original version. And for all the things that make Marble Madness a classic, it's still positively infuriating.